Recently, there's been rumors that when the NBA comes back, that instead of the normal NBA playoffs where it's East versus West, potentially it could just be a 1-16 playoff tournament. And that is exactly what we are going to be doing today. We're going to be finding out what would happen if there are no conferences in the NBA. So I have taken the top 16 teams where the 2020 NBA season actually left off, and then I have put them into this playoff bracket, and we're going to be finding out which team will come out on top. And interestingly enough, there was actually 8 teams from each conference that ended up making it into these playoffs. There wasn't more teams from either conference, which is actually kind of interesting, but let's just go over a matchup. So starting off here, we got the Milwaukee Bucks with the 1st seed, and they're going to be facing off against the 16th seeded Orlando Magic. The Heat have the 8th seed, and then they're going to be facing off the 9th seeded Thunder. The Celtics have the 5th seed, facing off against the 12th seeded 76ers. The Clippers have the 4th seed, and they're facing off against the 13th seeded Mavericks. The Lakers have the 2nd seed, they're facing off against the 8th seeded Nets. The Jazz have the 7th seed, they're facing off against the 10th seeded Rockets. The Nuggets have the 6th seed, they're facing off against the 11th seeded Pacers. And then finally, we have the 3rd seeded Raptors facing off against the 14th seeded Memphis Grizzlies. So I want you guys to leave a comment down below right now on which 2 teams you think are going to make the NBA Finals and which team you think is going to win. Before we get into the playoff simulation though, I just released a brand new Legends phone case on my website, and I also have a bunch of other phone cases up there as well, hoops.com. So definitely go check that out. I'll leave a link in the description down below. Without further ado, let's hop into the playoffs here, find out what happens starting off with the first round. Starting off in the first round, we had a few sweeps. 1st seeded Bucks sweeping the Magic, and then the Denver Nuggets swept the Pacers as well. Surprisingly, Nets doing very good against the Lakers, even though Durant is injured. I'm not sure if Kyrie is actually playing right now. Okay, so never mind. For some reason, you can't actually use injuries in these playoff simulations, so the Nets have Durant and Kyrie playing. So they're going to be a lot better and actually a very good matchup against the Lakers. The Jazz going to end up beating the Rockets here in game number 6. A 4-2 victory for them. So even though the Jazz were the higher seed, I thought that the Rockets might have been able to come home and win this one. But Utah moving on to the next round. Grizzlies with a huge upset over the Toronto Raptors. Raptors were actually the 3rd seed in this tournament, and they fall to the 14th seeded Grizzlies. So tough for the Raptors here. I was hoping they'd do a little better since they are my favorite team, but Memphis moving on to the second round. And then looking at every other game in the first round, we're actually going to a game number 7. 4 game 7s in the first round, which is pretty crazy. Let's see what teams are going to make it out on top. Starting off with 76ers versus Celtics. And the Celtics with a blowout victory here in game number 7, defeating their fellow conference team. And they will be advancing to the second round, and a buzzer beater by Kemba just to rub it in a little more. Hopping into our next game 7, this one going to be a lot closer between the Thunder and the Heat. Thunder up by 1 point, and they get an 8-second violation. I don't know what it is, but whenever we come into these simulations with these inbounds, it's always so glitchy. So Heat gonna have the ball right now, and that might give them the opportunity to take the lead here. Jimmy Butler to Bam, and an easy dunk to take the lead. Thunder with the ball. Chris Paul not in the game for some reason. Dennis Schroeder is in for him. Dennis Schroeder inside, tough shot. That is no good. Thunder got a foul now. We got Goran Dragic going to the line. First free throw is good to go. And the second free throw is good as well. So still no Chris Paul in the game. He actually only had 2 fouls, so it's not because he fouled out. But Thunder need a 3 right here to tie up the game. Here we go. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from 3, in and out. That is no good. And the Miami Heat are going to be moving on from the first round. Yet again, we have another close game 7 between the Lakers and the Nets. Normally, the Lakers would probably sweep the Nets, but for some reason, we can't have injuries on this roster, so the Nets have Kevin Durant uninjured. And the Lakers with a 4-point lead here, though, with 37 seconds left. We got Durant being covered by LeBron. Durant pulls up from 3, but it's no good. That was the Nets' opportunity to come back right there. JaVale McGee at the line hits his first free throw, and his second one is good as well. All right, Nets, one more opportunity right here. Down 6, I just don't think it's really going to happen for them at this point. Kevin Durant spinning inside. That is good to go. And took a while for the Nets to foul there, but we got Rondo going to the line. First free throw is no good. Exactly what the Nets want. And the second one is a green bean. So Nets only down by 5 now. They need to hit some threes here really badly. No more timeouts left for them. Not sure what Durant's doing. You kind of just got to pull up. There we go. Puts up the 3. That is not good. And the Lakers are going to defeat the Nets in game number 7. Moving on to the second round. Our final game 7 of the first round, Dallas versus the Clippers. And the Clippers are going to win this one pretty easily. I'm surprised this actually even went to a game 7. I mean, the Mavs do have Porzingis and Doncic. But overall, I just think the Clippers are quite a better team. Hopping into the quarterfinals, there's actually only one upset in the first round, and that was the Grizzlies beating out the Raptors. But other than that, we still have our other top 7 seeds. And let's see what teams can move on to the semifinals. Lakers going to start off the second round with an easy sweep against the Utah Jazz. This final game, they end up winning by 13, so this one wasn't close at all. Rondo with a green bean at the end as well. I don't know what it is with these teams, but they love just rubbing it in with a last-second shot when they're up by 13 and just eliminated a team from the playoffs. Our first-seeded Bucks also going to defeat the Miami Heat 4-1, and then our other 2 teams, both of the series are 3-2, but our top 2 seeds moving on to the semifinals. Clippers are going to force a game 7 against the Boston Celtics. And the Nuggets are going to defeat the Memphis Grizzlies in game 6. So they're going to be moving on to the conference finals or the semifinals to face off against the LA Lakers, since we no longer have any conferences. But if the Celtics beat the Clippers in game 7, it'll actually be 2 Eastern Conference teams facing off and 2 Western Conference teams facing off. So this could be interesting. So game 7, Boston versus LA, and the Clippers are going to end up winning this one, so we won't have 2 Eastern and 2 Western Conference teams. But the Clippers will be moving on to face off against the Bucks in the next round. So there's going to end up being 3 Western Conference teams and 1 Eastern Conference teams in the Final 4. The odds are in the West favor right now, but the Bucks are the first seed, so they could still have a chance to win this. But let's see which 2 teams will make the NBA Finals here. And both the LA Lakers and LA Clippers up to a 3-0 lead in both of their series. Lakers going to get the sweep against the Nuggets, so they're going to move on to the NBA Finals. And the LA Clippers with a sweep against the Bucks, and they move on to the NBA Finals. So in the end, we have 2 Western teams making the NBA Finals, and in fact, they're from the same city, both of our LA teams. So let's find out which LA team is going to take home the championship. Starting off here, Lakers with a 2-1 lead over the Clippers. Let's just go game by game here, and the Lakers with a 3-1 lead. They can win it here in game number 5. But in game 5, the Clippers with a blowout, going to a game number 6 now. And game 6 goes to the Clippers yet again. So in the NBA Finals, we have yet another game 7 on our hands. Let's see which team is going to come out on top. Lakers do have the home court advantage. Technically, the Lakers would have the home court advantage for either team, though, because there's more Lakers fans than Clippers fans, and they play in the same stadium. But in game number 7 here, Lakers up by 11 points with only 50 seconds left. So it looks like they are going to end up winning the championship here unless the Clippers can pull something crazy out of the bag. Nice steal by Paul George here. Now they just need to hit some crazy threes. Lou Williams inside, bad shot, good defense by LeBron. And that might seal the game right there. I just don't think there's a chance at all for the Clippers to come back at this point. They're cheering for free tacos in the NBA Finals right now. That's what they care about. LeBron dunking over Montrezl Harrell. But pretty interesting that there was 2 West teams in the NBA Finals. It would be cool if the NBA actually did that. Everything was just seeded off the best 16 teams. But the problem with that is all the traveling. Of course, it's going to be hard for teams to travel east to west and west to east. And of course, LeBron James going to get Finals MVP, adding another one to his record. LeBron ended up averaging 28.3, 7, and 8.4 in the NBA Finals, as well as 2.6 steals, 98 overall as well. But in the end, with the NBA just seeded 1 to 16, the West was a lot better. More Western Conference teams made it out of the first round. Of course, you had 3 in the semifinals, and then you had 2 Western teams in the NBA Finals. So definitely the West looking a little stronger than the East, like it's been for quite a while now. But the final thing I want to do here is check out the playoff statistics. Looks like LeBron was the lead scorer throughout the entire playoffs. Kyrie right behind him with 30 points per game. And we also had Doncic, Embiid, and Durant in the top 5. I mean, the first round for the Lakers went to Game 7, so it could have just as easily been the Nets winning the championship. Rebounds per game, Steven Adams had 15. Chris Paul with 10 assists per game. Kawhi with 2.4 steals per game. Jarrett Allen with 3.3 blocks. And then Kevin Durant shot 51.2% from the three-point line. So he went pretty big in the playoffs here. But of course, Lakers coming out on top. And that is going to be it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, make sure you do smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. And join the Smeek Squad. This has been your boy Smequle, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems. I solve them. I run through the money. The pressure be calling. Left on my blessings. I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something. That's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression is all that I wanted. The phone and affection. I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems. I solve them. I run through the